doing blind test.
Cảm ơn anh chị đã quay trở lại với chương trình VinTalks, nơi chúng tôi chia sẻ hai mặt hàng chính là cà phê và mặt hàng đậu tương. Welcome back to the podcast, Mr. Daniel. It's just a long time we haven't seen you.
So, yeah, because of the long holiday in Vietnam, right?
Yeah, long holiday in Vietnam. Yeah. After last 2 weeks when we first discussed about the soybean, at the moment the market still keep trading in a sideways. And now after 2 weeks, the market seems changing now. And at the chart you already shared to the screen now is a soybean chart, and we can see the uptrend in the last 2 weeks. But 2 days ago, the market it seemed like changing, go back to it seemed like bearish. So what do you think? Is still a flat in the uptrend, or is really reverse the current trend?
Yeah, so if you look at the long term, you can see that at the end this market is bullish, right? If you start making the chart a bit smaller, it's a bullish market. Okay, and even about the trading range you just mentioned that we experienced for a while last month, we experienced a long trading range. In fact, the market was still bullish at the end. And this big candle here? So most of the time when there is a very strong bull trend and you have a huge candle going to the opposite side, I don't say 100% of the time, but most of the time it means that the rally might resume. And that's what happened in this case, So I think a lot of traders, including myself, we got a big doubt about the continuity of this bullish market when I saw this big candle, on what was the date? When I saw this big candle on 16 March, I thought, oh, maybe the rally is finished. Market is not bullish anymore. But it's not correct, It's when you have a single big negative candle in a bull market, in fact, I think it's better to consider that the market is still bull. And those who understood that, who kept going long from here, right after, they had a very good position.
Yeah, big drop.
So those who decided to be long here after the big candle, they have a good position. They're in good position now, And I think, of course, in my opinion, I don't know what is your view about that, but these negative candles here is because markets start believing that there is a possible deal between Iran and US.
Correct.
And I think now, if I'm not wrong, you correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the big concerns in the soybean market and wheat market, corn market, is these fertilizers of Middle East, We don't know if the country producing wheat, corn, and soybean, we don't know if they will have enough fertilizer for the next crop. So that's the problem. So then, yes, if there is a deal between Trump and Iran, then could trigger a sell-off. So right now it's difficult to say what is happening between Trump in the administration and Iran. It's very difficult to know because a lot of things is happening in the background. So those who have more information, they probably understand what they should do. But in our side, we don't know. So I think it's still a bullish market so far. And if you look at since 17 March,
okay.
Look at the size of the pullback. They have something common. Look at the size of the pullback. You can see here, it's more or less 2-3 candle. You see? 2 candle here, 2 candle. Now, it depends if you want to consider this one as part of the pullback or not. You have 4 candle, otherwise you have 2 candle, market try to resume. You have another attempt to pull back, then the market resume is ready. Then you have 2 candle, you see 2 candle. And here we don't know today. Today the market is not closed yet, right? it might be two candles. So if the market keep close in a positive way or close with a doji today, so it's again is only two negative candles. Yeah. So far, I think the market is still bullish. Yes.
Yes.
And it's how do you try to put your shows in the short in the bear traders? How can you make money if you are bear trader since March 17? How can you make money?
Couldn't. Yes, with the
Oh, scalping. Just scalping, right?
Yes.
Scalping, that's all.
Correct. And you also mentioned some fundamental like the input price, like fertilizer and the energy cost for the new crop, especially in the south of in the American. They start to the new crop in 2026, and beside that, it also like in the next week, we also have the meeting between Mr. Trump and the China Xi Jinping, and I think the soybean market also get affect a lot of that. Overall, I think now even for the fundamental also support the price a lot. Yeah. So also Mr. Daniel also share some notice from the chart, like just two candle in the red, and most of them is the green one. So I think overall the market still in the bullish one, just because like the Iran and Israel is not yet finished. It just peace or not peace. I think it will last at least the next 2 months at least. Yeah. So far the market, especially for the managed money, they will keep the long position. And now for both soybean and soybean oil, if you follow, because for me, I'm not only analyze the soybean market single separately. I also analyze with soybean oil and soybean meal, because that a crushing sector. And now soybean oil lead a lot the soybean as well. Yes, so soybean oil recently also get support from the crude oil and the demand for the biodiesel. That's why now both fundamental and the technical over supporting the price of the soybean. And so far, I also agree with you. Like the market still in the bullish one, and we just but recently, as you can see, the market is very, very sensitive with the news. So do you think like we still just follow the market, like buy and put a stop loss? Because if the Iran and Israel they have a talk about the peace, the market recently dropped very fast, so they can't do anything. So we're not recently, although you are trying to long, but sometimes the side you choose right, but the market keep volatility, so the stop loss hit, and you can keep following the market. So that recently, so for me, I also choose still trade two way, both long and short in the two different months, so I can still take advantage if even the news goes up or go down. It I also still gain at least one leg. But for the bullish trend, I will put more position. Like example, you can go for two long in July contract and one short in September contract, and your position is like keep the spread, the gap between two contractors, the smallest one, so you can take advantage from no matter what new it is. That's my experience in recently. Okay.
Yeah. Understand. Yeah.
Okay, let's move to the coffee bean now, because overall after even 2 weeks, the market still in the bearish, right? In the bearish.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's very clear. It's very clear. Of course, there is an attempt to reverse the market from here, and you can see here we have a higher low, right?
High low, yes.
Yes. So that means the attempt is there from this date, which is 21st April. Yes, there is an attempt, but so far it's a bearish market. Yes, and not enough indication to say that it's a bullish market. But there is this attempt, so we need to be careful. And also we have to be cautious because in the background of all this stuff we are talking about, there is the Fed, the Fed, which is apparently becoming more hawkish again. So all these things, I think, in the coming months might have some effect on the different markets, especially if the Fed decide to, even though I don't know if you heard the last discussions, but apparently they even think about increasing the rate again. There were some analysts or some people saying that they might even increase the rate again. So I think markets have understood that interest rates should go down or stay stable. But now if you start talking about increasing the interest rate again, it goes totally different stuff.
Fed?
The Fed, yeah.
The Fed.
Yeah, the Fed. Yes. So, but in May there is this new chairman.
Change, yes.
Yes.
They change to become
So
new.
we see.
Yes, new regulator.
So, yeah, so that's why I think the markets don't react too much about that. But that is this war with Iran, and there is also this Fed issue, new chairman. The last speeches from the board of the Fed was hawkish, what I have observed. So they don't talk anymore about reducing the interest rate for the time being, because of the high risk of inflation now in the US,
Correct.
and in the world. So they cannot be downish
Down to the interest.
anymore.
Yes.
Yes. So I just wanted to mention that there is this fact in the background still running, and I think it might become more powerful, especially if we start getting out of this war with Iran step by step. And then now there is the economical issue. And then if the Fed cannot reduce the interest rate, so then I think it is a risk of recession as well, or depression in the economy.
Yes.
So all these things might also be, in my opinion, be bearish. Yes, bearish for the markets. Okay. So anyway, for coffee, so as I told you, I think is a bearish market with an attempt to reverse the market, which has failed so far. And so far, I believe, but you can see the structure of Arabica is completely different from soybean, right? Again, look at the pullback, because you were talking about the stop loss. People who have stop loss, unfortunately, the stop loss is hit, and that's the problem. And I agree, but the problem is, in my opinion, is to identify the cycle where we are. So right now, it's what we call a broad channel. So in a broad channel, it means that logically the pullback will be longer and more powerful. So in that case, you have to be careful, because either you have a very, very big stop loss or tight stop loss. But if you identify that we are in a broad channel, the pullback can be longer. Okay, so means you already identify that this market is bearish, so you want to short. But with a long pullback like this one, look at this pullback: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6 candle. If you are short with a tight stop loss, if you short here or you short here with tight stop loss, you are sucks. See what I mean? So in my opinion, in a channel like that, you can trade the both side. It's not because it's a bearish channel that you should not go long. You can go long because the pullback are bigger. Look at this. So look at this second pullback. We have a first pullback here, which was not big, but we have a big pullback here. So here we already have the indication. From here we have the indication that we are probably in a broad channel. It's not a tight channel. It's a broad one because the pullback is too big. And then you have another pullback from here. From here, you see, it's a big candle here. So you can trade a long position here. And be comfortable. You can make money. It's not like soybean. Soybean, the channel we just check, only 2 small candles pullback, So you cannot make money if you go against market. You have to scalp. Maybe you don't need to scalp. You can take a swing position and go against the market because the pullback are bigger. Okay, so it's all how you identify the channel, how you identify the cycle. Of course, it's easy to say now it's a broad channel because we can see it, but imagine when we were here, right? At that time here. So maybe you think it's still a bull channel. You understand? You think it's a bull channel, but it's already a broad channel. It's already a big channel. If it's a bull channel, if it's a bull channel, you have the big leg here and a pullback here. Okay, so that's already an indication of what kind of channel it is. So that's my conclusion. So I'm bearish, and I think you can trade both sides here, no problem.
And I noticed even the last 3 weeks, the market is still a light bullish, but the number of the candle red is still more than the green one, so it also considered as a sign of the bear still controls the market.
You're right.
Okay, I so agree. Yeah, because so far we, besides the technical, we also update some the fundamental, because this time Brazil is about to have their Arabica, so the market also have the new crop from Brazil also push the price down a little bit. Although now the market still suggests support from due to the certificate stock certificate on the exchange still quite low, but
very low.
Lowest correct. That's why the market can get lower in the last 1 week. But so far I think if maybe next 2 weeks, when the new crop from Brazil go to the physical market, maybe the price it go down a little bit. Yeah, and we can keep checking. Okay, quite clear. Let's move to the Robusta, because Robusta now is yesterday is quite opposite to the Arabica, because yesterday Arabica they keep lower, but Robusta keep higher. So what can you see from the chart with the Robusta?
Yeah, so I think it's the most complicated situation compared to soybean and Arabica, I would say, because it's really two channels fighting with each other. You can see there is a bear channel, right, which has been quite long, quite old. So there is this long bear channel, and there is this new bull channel here, which is a bit flat. It's a bit flat, like a trading range, but I still consider it a bull channel, you know. So it's two channels going against each other. So that's complicated now. That's more complicated to give the direction. So again, for soybean, the direction is very clear, it's bullish, with of course latest attempt to reverse, but it's just very new. For Arabica, it's a bearish market with an attempt to reverse, but the bearish market seems to be very strong at that time. But for Robusta, it becomes really neutral. You know, it becomes really both channel can work up properly. So in that case, I think we have to be very careful, because it's what I mean to be careful. It's you have to make a decision. What do you see? You see a bull market, you see a bearish market, or you see a trading range. And again, you need a view. We always come back to the same thing. You need a view. Take your position according to your view, and you need to be aware that your view might be wrong. So if your view is wrong, then in that case, you need to decide how much money you want to leave on the table. And usually, when the market is not clear for you, it's better to have a tight stop loss. I think if you have a very strong view, all your indicators, all your tools, whatever, you have very strongly tell you that this is a bullish market, I think you can take more risk. It depends on how much probability you give to your view, you know. So here, for example, I would be a bit more bearish, but I would be maybe bearish 55%.
55%.
You see? Yeah, maybe. So maybe 53%. So I'm slightly more bearish than bullish. So I cannot use a big stop loss. Yes. I cannot, because my view is not strong. Yeah? So Yes. So if you have a strong view, you can decide to have a bigger stop loss. Yes.
So for
And
me, the best way to just stay out of the market and watch press release was the Robusta.
if you have money, stay in the market. If you are confident in your way to trade, stay in the market. But if you have already used part of your capital this year, if we have already we have noticed that our score is at that time our trading is not so good, so it's better to retreat a bit, become strong again, and come back with more energy, more resources, more strength. So it depends how you are, how people feel. Yes.
It's a risk you can take the position now. So for you still in the middle, bullish and bearish. But if you have to choose one side, you still 53% of bearish, right?
Yeah, 53, 55, slightly more bearish. Slightly.
Okay, but for me, I also rather to stay outside the market. Yeah, for me, it recently I'm more focused on the soybean and arabica. I think it's more easier a little bit compared to robusta. Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Danielle, for sharing your thought about and your analysis about the market. And we will keep updating about the market, maybe daily on the WhatsApp and Zalo. If anyone have any questions or interest in the course Mr. Danielle is delivering now, you can contact us and we can share the detail to you guys. And okay, happy Thursday and see you in next 2 week.
Thank you.
Okay. So